What's up, guys? Coach Vass here. Thank you for joining me with the OTF Audio Daily Beats. First of all, hopefully you survived all out mayhem. That being said, diving into some of the rest of the month of the workouts. So as always, if you're new to here, thank you for tuning in, listening to me talk about these workouts. Any feedback, let me know. If you find value in them, information is in the description to support me. We're breaking down Saturday, May 24th. This is the day after mayhem. It is one of the specialty workouts known as Choose Your Own Adventure. We're gonna see endurance on the treads, rower, and weight floor. As always, with all the key concepts of the 2G, and then talk about the 3G. All right, let's dive into it. So it's the day after mayhem. You get to choose your own adventure. Today's workout is customizable. So if you need to pull back because you're still recovering from mayhem, or if you feel good and you wanna get after it, you can make today exactly what you need. On the treadmills, we're gonna see a 23-minute tread block with customizable intensity and recovery. So either go for moving nonstop or alternate between work and recovery, okay? And the rower, in block 1, your row gets shorter each round. In block 2, you could choose to row or do some core. If you choose the rower, it's a 6-minute build that increases intensity. And on the floor, we'll see 2 blocks. Block 1, you choose strength or endurance. In other words, heavy and low reps, or light and high reps. In block 2, once again, cardio or core. Just dumbbells out today, but if you want benches out for some options, it'd be great to have. So looking at the treads, 23-minute tread block, we're gonna see 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 minute work efforts with 2 minutes of recovery in between, okay? They choose their own adventure here. So for the first 5-minute tread, what they want to do. So they could hold base, they could do push, they could do a tread for distance, they could do intervals, it's 5 minutes. They choose their own adventure. It's gonna be great for that. The 2-minute recovery, same thing is customizable. It could be a 2-minute walk, it could be 2 minutes at base, they could split it up, walk recovery, base when ready. So definitely let them tailor it to what they need to do to feel successful today. Each round of work gets shorter by a minute. They don't have to do the same thing every single time because once again, they choose their own adventure. So truly empower the members by giving them that information. The only thing that they will have to do is the final minute is a 1 minute all out. So encourage them to find that very uncomfortable feeling. It might not be a normal true all out, but definitely a higher intensity than what they were doing for the other 22 minutes of the tread block. All right, now we look at the weight floor and rower side, 2 blocks over here. They're gonna be a 16-minute block, a 1-minute recovery, and then a 6-minute block. For the 16-minute block, we are gonna see a total of 4 exercises. They get to choose endurance or strength. Endurance will be anywhere from 12 to 20 reps. Strength choice, 6 to 10 rep range. We're gonna see alternating lateral shifts, bicep curls, dumbbell good morning, and the sit-up with shoulder press with the dumbbells, okay? After that, they hit a 400-meter push row, and they are going to decrease the distance by 100 meters, and the intention is to increase the watts every round. So looking at the movements themselves, you got a nice little full body sequence with some quad and adduction work, bicep curls, and then hamstrings, glutes, some shoulders and triceps. So a nice little mix of everything there. When it comes to the rowing, definitely use stored programs. And the first row will kind of set that intention, a 400-meter push row. I would have them start out probably around like a 5 or 6 out of 10 on the leg drive. Stroke rate, they could go a little bit on the lower end since it's a longer row compared to everything else. So maybe 24 to 26. That way, every round, if they increase their stroke rate, their watts will go up. They could also increase leg drive to also increase watts. But by using that stored program, they'll get their average watts on the next row for 300 meters. As long as they keep their instant watts higher than their average, their overall average will improve, right? And sometimes it's just drawing attention to that. If you weren't aware on the OT Connect screen, if you actually tap one of the things, the font does get a little bit bigger, draws some attention to it, okay? And for some people, seeing that gives them a goal, keeps them engaged, especially since the rows are gonna start out probably around 90 seconds or so, and then eventually for that 100 meter, it's gonna be less than 30 seconds. But they need that distraction to kind of keep them engaged with it. If they finish all 4 rounds, then they're doing just the exercises until time is called. Now, block 2, you only have a minute, so keeping the setup very simple. We're gonna see either a 6-minute row where they increase intensity every minute, or they have 3 core movements. Crunch hold, alternating heel floor tap, kind of similar to almost like a dead bug. So lower back is glued to the floor, but they are lifted up, so they get the upper ab engagement. And then with the knees bent, one heel is going to go down, pull back up, then the other side. The idea here is incorporating the hip flexors and the lower abdominals to lower the leg and use that to pull the leg back up. Pause at that top where both thighs are at level, and then drop the other leg. Then you're gonna have the crab alternating toe tap. Very tough movement for the shoulders, so if people have any shoulder restrictions, you could do a bridge hold with the alternating single leg march. And then you got the side plank, thread the needle. So in that forearm position, they rotate, reach through, come back up. They could do a high plank and then go to the side plank, come back down. That one's gonna be 5 per side, okay? The finisher is either, if they're on the rower, that build goes into a 1 minute all out with the treads, or if they're on the weight floor, they'll choose one of their favorite of the 3 to rep out for a minute, okay? In terms of overall vibe for this one, once again, because it's members' choice, it's all over the place. So know who is coming in after maybe 3 or 4 days of mayhem in a row, who has been out for a week. So some people, obviously, you want to coach with empathy, allow them to scale back. Some members, if they're ready to get after it, kind of kickstart their weekend, then push the pace for them. When we look at the 3G, we're going to see 3 blocks here, 1 block for all 3, 14.5 minutes. On the treads, it's basically the same, but they're going to see 4, 3, 2, and 1 minute for the work efforts, and the recovery is only 90 seconds. Same idea though. They could walk recovery, they could do base for 90, they could split it up, walk back to base when they're ready, so on and so forth. Rowing is exactly the same as the treadmill. So they'll do a 4-minute row, and then their recovery is their choice of either a base row at 90 seconds, or they could do an alternating forward lunge with overhead reach for 12 reps, and then get back to base until the next row. That's gonna be timed up with the treads. So just something to call out for them. Because it is 14.5 minutes, there is no stored program for that one. So at the very least, if you want them to tap new intervals so they could track along with your stopwatch, great. But they'll do a 4-minute row, 90 seconds for the next thing, 3-minute row, 90 seconds for the recovery, 2-minute, 90 seconds, and then a 1 minute all out. And then on the weight floor, it's the same idea as block 1, but they incorporate some of the core work from the second block of the 2G. So same idea, endurance or strength, lateral shift, bicep curl, dumbbell good morning, sit up with shoulder press, and then they throw in the low side plank, thread the needle. That one is specifically 5 reps per side because it is body weight. So same idea, they could lift heavy, smaller on the rep count, they could go lighter, more on the rep count, and then they'll choose their favorite exercise for the final minute. And then that closes out that Saturday workout. There you go. As always, any feedback, let me know. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM on GroupMe. Other than that, coach it down.